Energy from Doni Reviews right here and DB Films. This is my top 10 sci-fi movies. Now, these is only movies I have seen. So Close Encounters and 2001: A Space Odyssey, those movies aren't on here. Just to let you guys know. And I mean, this is an unofficial list. So once I get a chance to see those movies, then I'll probably redo the list. But anyway, here we go. Top 10 sci-fi films. Alright. My number 10 is the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. Yes, that is the J.J. Abrams film. Most of you guys are probably wondering, well, wait a minute, what about the other, what about Star Trek, 2 or Star Trek First Contact? What about those movies? Well, don't worry. We'll get to those. Just be patient. Anyway, and most of the other guys are probably wondering, why are you putting this on the list? I mean, the movie wasn't that great. Well, I'm putting this on the list mainly because this was the first Star Trek movie I saw. And it's kind of what got me into Star Trek. Well, then again, it took me a few years to get into Star Trek. I saw this in the theaters, and I was blown away by it because it was. I mean, sure, it probably has some indication. Maybe it was a Star Wars ripoff or something. Well, technically, here's the thing. This movie, you see, J.J. Abrams' goal for this film. His goal for this film was to give Star Trek the type of pace, the type of feeling of Star Wars. And I think he accomplished that because this movie was definitely good, and especially one of the main things I loved about this movie is the score. You see, like that, it goes like that. I mean, it doesn't sound like the traditional Star Trek story, like. I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like that, but then again, if it makes you feel any better for those people who are a fan of Star Trek but haven't seen this film, they play the song. I mean, they don't play the ones from the movies in The Next Generation, but they play the theme from the original television show. Well, I can't really. I don't remember that one, so I probably said it wrong. But anyway, number 10 is Star Trek. Number 9, most people are probably going to be thinking, wait, what? What the freak? Number 9 has to be Tron Legacy. And most of you will probably be, and again, most of you people will probably thinking, wait, what about Tron 1? What about Tron 1? Well, I've only seen the first 10 minutes of Tron 1. I mean, I have it on DVD and Blu-ray, but, I've only, like Close Encounters and 2001: A Space Odyssey, I own them on DVD. And I own the first one on DVD and Blu-ray as well. But the thing is, I've only seen Tron Legacy on. I've only seen Tron the first 10 minutes of Tron, so I don't really have a full feeling about it. But Tron 2 is pretty good. This one, like Star Trek, this movie I saw in the theaters, and I actually saw this in 3D. And believe it or not, it's actually the first movie I ever saw in 3D. In the theaters, of course. And the 3D wasn't that half bad. But if you want to get it on the 3D version on Blu-ray, I doubt it because that one is probably out of print, like most 3D versions. And plus, it's like really expensive. It's like super expensive, like all 3D versions. And Tron Legacy, it was a pretty good movie. I highly recommend it for those people. So yeah, number 10, number 9 is Tron Legacy. So yeah, and number 8 is, now most people are probably going to be thinking, wait a minute, this should be higher. And other people will probably be thinking, wait a minute, this is a sci-fi. Well, I hope those people won't be thinking that, but most people will be thinking this should be higher. Number 8 is Jurassic Park. Now Jurassic Park, to me at least, Jurassic Park is more of a action movie than a science fiction movie. But after I saw it again and I thought about it, yeah, it is a science fiction movie. The next two, Lost World, and the third one, Jurassic Park 3, which I personally don't like the third one, but those two, the sequels are more more of action movies, especially 2. Uh, but one does give like interesting stuff. Steven Spielberg, still one of, I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn on the light. Still, sorry, that starts a grave glare. But still one of Spielberg's best. It's a real big, great thrill ride. I highly recommend getting this film. And you can already pretty much know how I feel about this film from my Jurassic Park review. So yeah, you can just go and check that out. So yeah, number 8's Jurassic Park. All right, now most people will probably thinking, some people will probably be a little confused, but I just had to put this on here. Numbers 10, 9, 8. Number 7 is Back to the Future. Yes, I had to put Back to the Future on this list. I know most people will be thinking, wait, it's a comedy. You know that time traveling is just a way so we can get there. Well, yes, of course I know that. At least for the people who own the DVD and seen the documentary. What was that documentary called? There's a documentary on this DVD that says, it's a 3-part documentary, but if in order to see all 3 parts, you have to get. It's called Making the Trilogy Chapter 1, and it's a great documentary. And there's another one called Look Back to the Future, which is another documentary. And it's anyway, and it is. And you're probably wondering why I'm putting this on the list, because it's more of a comedy than it is a science fiction movie. Well, the reason why I'm putting this on the list is, well, 2 words. Doc Brown. He's the scientist. He invented all the gadgets in the movie. He's the main reason the time travel works, and I just love time traveling. My only complaint was I wish they'd done maybe 6 or 7 maybe instead of doing 2 sequels. I wish they could have done, instead of doing 3 movies, I wish they could have done 6, because there's so many things you could do. I know they had an animated series, but that didn't really last too long. But anyway, number 7, I believe it is. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, number 7 is Back to the Future. Anyway, now for those Star Trek fans who want to get what they deserve, and for the people who don't like the Abram movie, I mean, but here's what you get. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6 is Star Trek First Contact. Yeah, this is probably the best out of all 6. Out of all 4 Next Generation movies. It has a lot more action. It has a lot more mayhem, and it's the first one to solely feature the Next Generation cast. And as a matter of fact, I don't even understand why they didn't just put Generations on. I really don't understand why they didn't just put Generations on number on the excuse me. I wish they should have put Star Trek Generations on the the original cast box sets and all that other stuff, because really that still has the original cast in there. I mean, it doesn't have it only has Kirk in there. I mean, it does have Chekhov and Scotty, but they're only in one scene. But it does have Kirk. But anyway, we're not talking about Generations. But First Contact is a great movie. You're probably wondering why is this cover? For those of you who don't have don't really own box sets that much, you're probably wondering what the freak is wrong with this cover. It just shows. Damn it! I forgot your name. It just shows one of the characters, and not all the characters, because this is First Contact. Well, this is a part of my Next Generation box set. That's why. But anyway, number 6 is Star Trek First Contact. So yeah, I'm gonna stop right here because YouTube's thing with the 15 minutes, with the 15 minutes length long thing. So I'm just gonna do it. So this is part 1. See you soon for part 2, where I count down the top 5 sci-fi films. Donnie Benergy of Donnie Reviews, signing off. But stay tuned for part 2.